Welcome back. We've had a great conversation here talking about Rebuilding Macon. Let's talk about the Good Samaritan program that you guys have started.
About 6 years ago, we had 3 men that started with us. Every Tuesday they would come and work on a house, and it has kind of grown. And now Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday we have men and women that come. They'll build a wheelchair ramp. This week they put in a new hot water heater and replaced the floor under it. They're just always doing something wonderful. On Wednesdays they spray insulation into attics, so we're helping to reduce utility costs. They have gotten such a great little organization, great camaraderie. They have fun together.
This sounds like a great idea, especially for people who are retired. They don't have a 9 to 5, and so they could commit their time to the Good Samaritan program.
Exactly. In fact, some of the men come because their wives kick them out of the house. They say, please take my husband. So they have a wonderful time and get something accomplished.
Okay, and especially for children who may have older parents who are retired and are wondering, what can I do to get my parent involved in something so they're not sitting in front of the TV all day long?
Exactly, and we'd love to have more volunteers that actually like to paint on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, because these men are kind of snobs. They think they're carpenters and electricians and they don't want to paint. So if you've got some volunteers out there that'd like to come help us paint small projects on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays.
Okay, and if somebody out there is watching now and they're interested, do they call the number? Do they show up at your office? How does that work?
If they show up on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday between 9 and 9:30, we will put them to work. We'll send them out with a team. Or if they want to call and find out which day is the best fit for them, they can give us a call at our office. We'll be glad to get them in tune with the right team.
Okay, normally do you have the volunteers drive themselves to the locations, or do you go as a group? How does that work?
We carpool because part of the fun is they go out to lunch. You know, in fact, it's so neat. One day 6 or 8 of them went out to lunch, and a fellow from a carpet company saw them and saw what fun they were having, and he bought their lunch. Wow. You know, it was just neat. People are proud of these teams. They do a great job.
Let's also talk about the new equipment that you guys have, because it takes a lot to keep these houses in tip-top shape.
It does. We've had several great purchases this last year. We now have our own dump trailer, which is wonderful. We have a dump truck, but we also have an insulation blowing machine. So we can pull up to the house, roll our hose in, and spray insulation in an attic within 30 minutes to an hour. Reduces the utility costs, so that makes a big difference.
Okay. Do you have volunteers who are well versed in this sort of thing, or do you have training, or how does?
We do both. We have training. We like to send our younger, smaller people up in the attics, but just feeding the hopper. We also change light bulbs. We put energy efficient light bulbs. We put trims around doors and windows, caulking, trying to do anything to seal in the weather.
You guys have some good before and after pictures too.
We do. We have some beautiful before and after pictures. It's just amazing to see the house at the beginning of the day and then to see the house a day or two later. It's amazing the difference.
Are you amazed too at the transformation of these homes?
I am. We went last Saturday. We had 250 teenagers that painted 11 houses. And there was one of them that just really looked like a shack when we started. By the end of the day, it was beautiful. The lady is so proud of her house now.
That's great. And a lot of families can benefit from this, but it takes a lot of money to keep this going. How do you guys afford to stay afloat?
Well, we beg, borrow, and steal. We are well balanced as far as most nonprofits go. A third of our money is federal, that is administered by the city. It's called a Community Development Block Grant. We're real proud of that money. It has grown every year since we've been in existence. Another third of our money is local foundations, Peyton Anderson, Porter Foundation, Hatcher Foundation, just some great folks like that, Allstate. And then the last third of our money is the local churches, local individuals. Like I said, we have a school teacher that gives $25 a quarter. A lot of our volunteers, they'll come and work all day and then hand us a check at the end.
Great. Are you getting like middle schools or elementary school students involved in this sort of thing? Are they old enough to do this, or?
They have to be 14 to help for our insurance purposes. So we go from 14 and up, which is junior high and high schools. And they've done a great job. Some of the glee clubs or the cheerleaders will bring us money and things like that. But
that's good to know because I know they're never too young to start thinking about volunteering and keeping that sort of tradition going within their lives and their families. Do you see a lot of families participate?
In fact, it was great this past Sunday. One of the mothers from Stratford decided to put together a team of fathers and sons, and she came with 10 people and worked inside a house Sunday afternoon, put a ceiling in a kitchen. So just things like that. And one of the things I'm really proud of, in the last couple of years, we have River of Life, which brings in 250 teenagers. One of the ladies that's worked with them, the young girls, actually pulled together a team from First Presbyterian Day School. And it was neat to watch her be the leader to actually put it together and get the work done.
Yeah, I imagine that's just great to watch, because sometimes when you get a group of teenagers together, they'll goof off.
They will.
Yeah. So you have disciplined young people who are actually committed to the cause.
We do. We have to tell them to turn off the cell phones, and it's amazing what they can get done if you turn off the cell phone.
Okay. Let's also talk about, you know, private donations. Do you get a lot of people who may have $5, $10, that sort of thing?
We do. We get a lot of those. And one of the things that's really happening now, when people renovate their homes, if they will give us their old cabinets, their old appliances. A lot of ladies have decided, you know, wood's no longer what they want white, or if they've got white, they want wood. We can take that and reuse it. Kitchen cabinets, kitchen countertops, toilets, sinks. There's so much that we don't want them to go to the landfill, so bring it to our office.
That's something that a lot of people wouldn't give a second thought about. They would say, I don't want this. Who else would want an old toilet or a broken cabinet? So that's really a good point to make. So if somebody can't give a monetary donation, they can give something that they just don't want anymore.
They can. Even light fixtures. You know, people are updating. Brass is no longer cool. We want the polished nickel. We love the brass. So bring them to us.
Okay. Now, if somebody has that sort of donation, will they drop it off? Will you pick it up?
We would love for them to drop it off. We will pick up if we have to. We would prefer to keep our men busy out building houses, repairing. So if people could bring it to our office, it would be great. Okay.
The age limit, once again, talk about that.
14 and up.
Okay.
We had some great volunteers through the Disney program that they just did, and people that will come back. It's one of those things, once you do it, you love it and you'll come back. We've had volunteers that have started when they were 14 and now they're 20 and still doing it.
Great, great. And the number, once again, for people who may just be tuning in and they weren't here for the entire show, if they can get the number, all they have to do is call you, right?
All you have to do is call. We have 3 wonderful people in the office that will help you. The number is 478-744-9808.
Okay, and then is there anything else that people need to know as far as, you know, showing up and volunteering? Do they have to have their own gloves with them and bring their own meals?
Please bring your own tools, you know, bring your own gloves, your safety equipment. We will feed you breakfast. Usually if we put you with a team, they will feed you lunch, and we have some great lunches. So just come ready to work.
All right. Well, it certainly has been a pleasure talking with you and learning more about Rebuilding Macon. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
And one more thing before we go, the big rebuilding day.
April 24th, and I want to tell my volunteers that the Macon Pine Toppers are actually going to have a Rebuilding Macon Day, June 26th, to celebrate all the work that we do April 24th. But April 24th is our big day, but we'll let you work anytime.
All right. Thank you so much, Debra Rollins with the Rebuilding Macon organization, Executive Director. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Leah.
All right. Thank you. And thank you for joining us for this edition of Close Up. I'm Leah Johnson. We'll see you back here next time. Have a great day.